the Era Mini-ITX case from Fractal Design. A small footprint ITX case with a big impact. Does it live up to Fractal Design's bold claims? There's only one way to find out. Let's do this. The MSI Prestige PS341WU monitor delivers the ultra-wide experience you've been waiting for. No more compromises on resolution due to its incredible 5K 2K IPS panel and a stunning picture thanks to HDR600, DCI-P3 colour and a versatile 34-inch design. We think it's one of the best monitors ever created. Find out more by clicking the link in the description below. The Era comes in 5 combinations with varied colours and top panels to suit your taste, ranging from dark tinted tempered glass to premium wood panelling and even mesh for that improved airflow. Featuring an asymmetric design that probably appeals to the more artistic enthusiasts wanting to take a minimalistic design to their complete PC setup. The overall design of the case features a diagonal bevel that transitions from the side panel to the front and back to the side again. A modern and sleek design that stands out from the traditional flat box shape of most chassis. Not that you can't fit the latest, and of course, the most powerful components inside. Could that mean that this is the ultimate sleeper build? The volume of the case comes in at 16 litres, not the smallest on the market, but a big leap in the right direction for mainstream manufacturers. Coming in at 310mm tall, 166 wide, 325 long and weighing around 4 kilograms depending on the combination that you go for, the chassis allows for up to 295mm GPUs. So Fractal have always been a premium manufacturer, and they didn't cut any corners when it came to the materials of the case. With an aluminium sandblasted exterior, sadly the quality seems like it might stop there. We've noticed that the side panels don't quite line up with the front, leaving an ugly protruding edge that once seen, you simply can't unsee. I mean, what is that? Both side panels on the case are toolless, with latching metal parts that can be popped off with some slight prying force. There is extra airflow on each side panel as well, and they do have removable dust filters for ease of cleaning. The top panel is actually in 2 parts, the first being the mesh or tempered glass, or even wood depending on the combination that you go for, and once that's removed you simply detach the secondary dust cover to access the top of the case, making building even simpler. The top panel, of which on the gold version can be switched between the dark tempered glass and the mesh panel, is easily removable. Personally though, the tempered glass looks a million times better, but could hamper the airflow and consequently performance. So Fractal claim with the Era that it has a chimney design, so basically heat rises. In other news, the sun is hot, grass is green, and guess what? Water is wet. On the front panel we get a USB 3.1 Super Speed Gen 2 Type-C with fast charging, 2 USB 3.0 ports and a 3.5mm combo jack port. Sadly the cable's not included, which when you find out about the price of this, you'd probably think that it should be. Inside we can fit up to one 3.5-inch hard drive and one 2.5-inch SSD. For most ITX users, they will probably be using M.2 in my opinion, as they are much smaller and also require no cables. The SFX PSU bracket though does allow installation of a second hard drive or 2 more 2.5-inch SSDs. Speaking of the PSU, the ERA or Era brings a pretty nice feature to the table. The ability to mount an ATX, SFXL or SFX power supply. This is a big selling point to the case as it gives far greater customizability when putting together all of your components. There are some vents at the bottom which allow airflow through the bottom of the case, and again these vents come with removable dust filters. You can mount up to 2 140mm fans on the bottom of the case, however if you want a GPU that takes up more than one slot, which pretty much is almost every GPU these days, you won't be able to mount fans down there unless you're installing a small form factor GPU. Also, the front I/O can be removed to support larger GPUs up to 295mm. Using 2 140mm fans could be perfect for additional expansion cards, however, if you're using a processor with an iGPU like the Ryzen 5 3400G. At the top you can fit up to two 120mm fans or a 240mm rad with 67mm thickness. Radiator support also depends on the PSU used, whether it be ATX or SFX or even SFXL, and Fractal make this very clear on their product page before buying. Finally, there's an 80mm fan that comes included with the case to exhaust any hot air out of the rear, and with the likes of AlphaCool and their 80mm rads, this could give the possibility of being an extreme custom loop case with multiple rads. However, I wouldn't recommend using the highest end gear with overclocks, as you really are at the limits of cooling potential with a case this small. So there you have it, and now I guess it all comes down to pricing. So no matter what colour you go for, no matter what combination you go for, you're going to be looking at £139.99 in the UK, you're going to be looking at $160 in the US and 165 euros in mainland Europe. So what do you really get for that? I mean, I do get it to a certain degree. You get the USB Type-C on the front. You do get a premium quality product, and we have actually reached out to Fractal about some of the issues that we had with, for instance, the dust filter, which is a bit mangled, the panels which are a little bit loose, and we are told that pre-production issues, courier issues, if you're going to go out there and buy this product, yours will not come like this. So I guess I can overlook that. One thing I can't overlook is the gold color. I'm just not a fan of it at all. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm sure if you live in Abu Dhabi or Dubai or somewhere like that and you're a sheikh, then yeah, maybe it's going to appeal to you, but I don't think it's really quite ready for the Western market. The black, the blue, however, I do think look absolutely amazing. I'm not a massive fan of the wood on top. I'd much prefer the tempered glass. That's why I'm not really too bothered about this panel either, because personally I think the tempered glass looks a lot better. In terms of installation, it was relatively painless, and Fractal have always been, I guess, notorious for making their instructions really easy and simple to follow. And the fact that you can kind of do quite a lot with this case, just straight off the bat. I'm sure there's cases out there that are actually more expensive that offer the same kind of functionality, and I'm sure there's cases out there that are cheaper but don't offer nowhere near the same functionality, and that mainly comes down to the power supply. I don't think I can really think of any chassis around this price point that has these features, that has the ability to have an SFX or an SFXL or an ATX power supply. This pretty much simply offers absolutely everything. Is it my cup of tea? Honestly, I think there's maybe slightly better options out there on the market, like the NZXT H1, which admittedly is more expensive, but it does come with the power supply and the AIO cooler as standard. I think in terms of cooling, maybe it's not the greatest design out there. I think maybe it could have, I don't know, afforded to be a little bit bigger and maybe have slightly better performance. But overall, it's not bad. It's just not groundbreaking. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Is this your cup of tea, or I don't know, is it just a little bit lackluster and maybe there's just not the market for it? Who knows? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know exactly what to do, and I will see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye bye.